I wanted to thank DHS before I get started with my questions for extending TPS to several countries last week. It's going to provide critical relief to thousands of families in Nevada. Those families appreciate that very much. And we do know that Congress must take action to enact immigration reform that both secures our borders and provides a path to citizenship for TPS recipients, dreamers, and others. But as we work towards this goal, I do appreciate, and the families in Nevada appreciate your consideration. And so I'm going to turn now to the topic of the hearing, threats to the homeland. Difficult subject, again, like all things here, but rising anti-Semitism. Every day in every way, we see more and more attacks, outbreaks of anti-Semitism here in the United States. The recorded incidents nationwide, I believe they're at an all-time high. Not a day goes by without another report of an anti-Semitic hate crime or prominent individuals inciting anti-Jewish conspiracy theories. With Jewish communities around the world facing increasing discrimination as well as threats and acts of violence, a whole-of-government approach is needed to effectively address anti-Semitism. Because many individual agencies play a critical role in combating anti-Semitism, we need closer interagency coordination to share best practices, share that ever-important data that keeps us safer when we share it, that intelligence, the same thing, identify gaps in our efforts between agencies, and streamline overlapping activities and roles so that we can best combat anti-Semitism where we see it, and I believe execute a unified national strategy. So, Secretary Mayorkas, how is DHS coordinating with other federal agencies in the fight against anti-Semitism? Would you support the development of a national strategy that uses a whole-of-government approach, cohesive, comprehensive approach to address this rising threat for all of us?
Senator Rosen, thank you. I think Director Wray spoke very powerfully, but a couple weeks ago, I believe it was in New York City, about the rise in anti-Semitism. And, of course, where we become involved in the Department of Homeland Security is the connectivity between an ideology of hate, regardless of the ideology in particular, and violence. That is where we become involved. And we are working very, very closely with the FBI and our federal, state, local, tribal, territorial, campus law enforcement partners to address violence, an increasing level of violence born of ideologies of hate. And quite clearly, anti-Semitism is one of the rising ones, and it was at a high level to begin with. We are very grateful for your and this committee's support of the Nonprofit Security Grant Program. We are seeking in the fiscal year 2023 budget an increase from $250 to $360 million. That assists religious institutions, faith-based institutions, and other nonprofit organizations to really raise their level of security in response to increasing violence born of hate. The FBI and the Department of Homeland Security have published an unprecedented number of alerts and bulletins to our local state law enforcement personnel about an increasing threat level born of ideologies of hate.
So you would support a national strategy to combat anti-Semitism?
I would.
Thank you. Director Wray, I want to move over to you because I know that the FBI, as you've stated, found anti-Semitic hate crimes rose by 6% in 2020. It represents the highest total in 12 years. It constitutes 60% of all incidents based on religion. And in your estimation, your research and data, what it's telling you, what is driving this alarming trend? How is the FBI working with communities, state and local law enforcement, again, to be sure we're coordinating, and would you support a national strategy to combat anti-Semitism?
Well, taking the last part first, certainly I would support a national strategy. Second, the percentage is even worse than you summarized. I think it's 63% of all religiously motivated violent extremism incidents are motivated by anti-Semitism, and that's against a population that is only 2.4, I think, % of the American public. So it's pretty stark. And and from our perspective, we see the Jewish community getting it from all sides, which may contribute to what's driving it, because not only have they long been a target of foreign terrorist organizations, and we've disrupted attacks by foreign terrorist organizations and foreign-inspired violent extremists against synagogues, for example. But then in addition to that, they're, of course, the target of domestic violent extremists. And as you may remember, we've disrupted an attempt to blow up a synagogue in the Las Vegas area just a couple of years ago, for example. So we're trying to tackle it both through the domestic terrorism lens, through our joint terrorism task forces, and through the hate crime lens through our civil rights program. And we created a domestic terrorism hate crimes fusion cell, which brings those two things together to ensure that we're pushing out information to our partners, whether it's at DHS or state, local law enforcement or the community, and particularly the Jewish community, to be better able to anticipate what might be coming and prevent attacks.
Well, that's good. It really goes to my next question, because we do believe that hate crimes are vastly underreported because of fear sometimes, right? And since the enactment of the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act last year, do you feel that there's been an improvement in local and state law enforcement reporting hate crimes to the FBI and just reporting in general? Or how are you, is that been helping us?
Well, two things. One, I think overall reporting of hate crimes has gone up. And frankly, the Jewish community has been ahead of other communities that are victims in reporting historically. So we have been trying to preach the importance of reporting, and we have seen reporting coming up. The only caveat I would put on that is that we are in the midst of a multi-year transition to a different crime statistics reporting mechanism that's been anticipated for about a decade, I think. And so this particular year, the number may be somewhat flawed in terms of, or underreported in terms of the record keeping, just because of the transition that some police departments are making over from the old system to the new system. But as I would expect, as we go forward next year and beyond, it'll get back to being more comprehensive, and I fully expect it to show exactly what you're saying, which is that the hate crimes are on the rise.
Well, the analyst in me hopes that everyone who's converting to this is all using the same algorithm, so we have good reports. Thank you so much for being here.